What you doing, Rusty? Well, I'm putting together one of these sound diffuser Cityline Skyline sound diffusers. Those are the blocks getting put together. There's some gaps there where they call zeros, and I missed all my ones are slightly small. But I see the ones on the internet, and they're kind of crookedy, and I want to get it as straight as possible. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put them together in sections like this. Once they're all in those sections, I will check the line up from one row to another and sand where necessary to make it as clean as possible. Will I succeed? I don't know. But here's another project. And over here, now I was going to use my jigsaw, but the blade I got is loose and just kept jumping out of phase. So now I have a small router, which is half the size it is. If I had the full 1 inch, then that would be good. So I have a ½ inch, so I'm gonna have to do a zip and then a zap, and then that will be that. So I drilled out the holes, and yeah, now I'm making one of these because it's cooler than it looks, more for the cool looks, but it will in fact be stuffed with some Roxol and all that stuff, you know, to make an actual absorber. But this one is, I want to take a bit more time to get it done right, because I think it's really cool. So there you have it. That's some blocks there that are being blockulated, glued together. So I've squashed them side by side like that, and I banged them as close to the bottom as possible. But again, it doesn't matter if the bottom's 100% flush, really, because I will be attaching a bottom to it, and you'll never know, no one will never know. Will it fuck up the whole thing? Who knows? But it will be something. So I sanded all these blocks. Now some people do this by hand. I did this. And yeah, that was a lot. Now of course this is just a small one. I would need like 4 times this size, or at least double this size, 2 of them. But this is experiment A. If this actually succeeds in making them pretty nice, then I will take a closer look. Plus this is all scrap wood, so I had assorted sizes, you know, long pieces, short pieces, and I made the best I could with those pieces. Yes, and this is a sound diffuser. See, I've chosen to get these blocks in 3s, and then I'm gonna resand them so that they're flush when they get sanded side, front to back like that. I tried 4, 5, 6 pieces at once, gluing them, but that didn't work. So the best is 3, holds them the closest to, you know, proper and level. And yeah, that's that. Those are unglued and in order. Yeah, the gluing process is probably going to take most of tomorrow. And then some sanding, gluing. It takes 25 minutes for the glue to hold, so I could take them apart, right? Out of the clamps, and then put them in the pile. So every 25 minutes I do a row. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So it's 50, 50, 150 minutes. But you know, it takes about 10 minutes in between. So it's about, we're talking about another 2 hours of sticking and gluing, just the gluing. And that's not after when I fix them up so they're all as smooth as possible when they're glued together. Alright then. So what I'm doing here is I'm using this to get out these holes here. Right? So I want to show you something here a little bit. Is to prevent what you call a tear out like that. You see there's no tear out there. You put this down on a piece of wood like this, and you keep that firm on it, and then you will get no tear out. As the drill bit goes through this piece, it doesn't push out the rest of the MDF or the wood or whatever else you're using. Yeah. After all these holes have been done, I will cut out this line with my jigsaw in a straight edge. So now we got all the holes drilled. So now I'm going to get something for a straight edge and adjust it so when I use my jigsaw, I'm going to follow this line. Yeah. Now of course if I had a router bit this size, then I could have just put my router and went straight across with the same method I'm going to use after. But I do not have that at my disposal, that size of a router bit, or else it would be one time. Because each one of these I'm going to have to set up for this line and then set up for this line. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, which is annoying. But either that or nothing. So here's the basic setup. That is gonna lean up against that like that, and it's gonna give me my cut. It's right up against the hole, and it's gonna go right up against where the hole starts over here, and we'll follow a straight line. It might not be exactly on that line, but it's a straight line. Now because of the sawdust and stuff, I'm not going to show you because I don't want my phone to get full of sawdust. But basically, measurement from the end of the hole, right, 3.5. Then I'll put 3.5 again on that side and continue on cutting all out these little grooves. Yep. It tells me the phone, tells me the thing is upside down. Oh well. Okay, so that's the thing I was building. I had to use my router, and each one of those lines took me 2 times because I didn't have the 1.25 bit. I only had a 1/2 inch bit, or it was 1/2 inch. Didn't have the inch. Whatever. That's the one. That's going to be a sound diffuser thingy that I'm working on. There's going to be side pieces, some batting, and airspace, and the end. All right.